Hello everybody and welcome back to X4, and in perfect timing we are being absolutely overwhelmed by enemy forces, so I'm just trying to pull the command carrier out because quite frankly we are not going to save that defense platform from quite a force like that, and I have no doubts that a larger ship is going to appear at some stage and cause some problems. You need to get the hell out of there, so let's just get you out of there as well. Oh, I just clicked you, so let's... That's a lot of fires. A lot of fires. Now, perfectly timed, because what I was going to say to you is I've actually been letting it tick over for some time now to try and generate some revenue for the next few episodes, because we've got a lot to do with our station that we've got. Now, I don't concentrate on the station quite a lot because obviously this is a war campaign and I'd normally have quite a few more stations doing a lot more work. However, I've kind of gone off doing that.
We were hit.
Yeah, you're dead. Hopefully we can pull this carrier out in time. We may end up losing the carrier with such a force, because that even the carrier cannot sustain that much firepower. Fingers crossed it'll pull out quick enough. Now the only downside to that is obviously the area is affecting their shields, so we may end up fighting a stronger force. If I pull it out, which it looks like it's about to hopefully jump through the gate. Doesn't look like it, but the gate is obviously slightly bigger than what's... There we go. Jumped out safe. Now hopefully they won't follow the carrier. But we'll head to here. Remove this order here. So if they do follow, they'll obviously have the second defense platform to try and take out, because they lost quite a lot of ships there. Now we've been pushed back out of the system. And what I was going to mention today is the fact that they will push you out of the system. They will overwhelm your forces to the stage where you just cannot stay alive. Can I manage that plot now? That plot looks like... We may be able to repair it if I get a construction drawn on there, but I highly doubt it. I think it is deader than dead. That's the problem with this. I'd say problem. That's the problem if you want to try and do what I'm doing, where it's just basically keeping it minimal and attacking constantly, is that you're not going to have enough forces to sustain an onslaught like that. They will build up and build up and build up and build up and then hit you with everything they have. We've already lost a battleship, which you'll notice is no longer here with us, because during the phase of me trying to build up some credits, 2 K9 destroyers turned up, wiped out the battleship, and then the aircraft carrier, the command carrier, decided to wipe them out. It stood a better chance because they were 2 large targets, and it's got very powerful shields. However, from a force so big as that we've just seen, that command carrier was deader than dead if I hadn't got it out of the system. So we've pulled it out of the system now. It's just by the defense platform there. That defense platform isn't powerful, and if they push, we'll hopefully be able to hold them back with the 2 together. So we'll hold that for now while we continue doing what we were going to do today. Now, one thing you'll notice is I have been taking a little bit of damage on some of my ships because I've increased my fleet exponentially in our metal factory. So we now have 13 miners and 13 traders. See that here? Alpha and beta group. That 13 small ones, sorry. And there's obviously the 3 and the 2 as well. So I've exponentially increased the force because we're bringing in so much stuff. Now the problem is it's causing a bottleneck here. Now I had to replace, if you remember, there was two storage modules on each side. I removed them and placed an extra 2 of these docking platforms. Now we only have available is the small docking platforms. So if we talk to our la-di-da here, if we go to the modules, you'll see the only one we have is the 1 medium, 6 small basic dock area. That's causing us to have a bottleneck. What I want to do is look at these ones here. Now you can do a basic standard and a luxury, or you can do an 8 medium standard dock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 8 medium, and then I'm going to get the luxury one as well, just because it looks nice. We can then start looking at other things, like we can get an Argon 1 tier dock if we want to increase, because we've got 3 large docks. Now, we're not using large ships at the moment, so I'm not going to waste 2.3 million until I start getting the revenue in for it. The one thing I do want to look at is make sure I've got most of the large. Now, the other thing I don't have is the habitat. Don't need that at the present moment, but I do want to see if we can get a small habitat. Now, it's 11 million, but it will increase the production for us, so we may want to consider that sometime soon. Now, you're asking yourself, how does this have anything to do with war? Well, the one thing I want to try and do is increase this system here to be able to produce enough resources to be able to build things that we're going to need. These here, we're all going to need these. So turret components, we want them. Weapon component, them. Then I want to go to my equipment, and all these things here are all things that we want to consider, especially the turrets, because we can't build any different defenses on our platforms without having them unlocked. At the moment, we've got the large pulse turrets, medium turrets here, a couple of medium turrets here. It isn't cutting it for us. That defense platform lasted all of about 10 seconds because, another thing as well we don't have, is any shield generators that we can actually use. Medium shield generators, small shield generators are not used on the station. So what we want to do is get some large shield generators. We do want to look at getting an extra large at some stage, but you can see the credits cost there is 2.5 million. Now, I do have more credits in the bank, and we'll get that in a second. But I also want to start looking at things like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to select all the top ones. Because they're fairly cheap, and I've got the credits for, I think I'm going to get all of them here, by the looks of it. Because we can't put ammunition inside our thing. We also want to look at the drones as well. Now, I want a building drone. I want a cargo drone. That's what I want, cargo. We want all of them, but I want the cargo first. I don't have any more credits yet, even though I technically do. Let's confirm that.
Good luck out there.
We've unlocked a crap ton more blueprints. I remember we've unlocked Argon stuff here only. We haven't done any other faction, and we do want to do the other factions at some stage. And then we want to take over systems. Let's go ahead and head to our metal factory. Let's go to the plan build section. Okay, so if you remember the last time, there's nothing really changed on this major section here, apart from the fact that this station is huge. Like, huger than huge. It's also using a high preset for all our station modules. I'm going to drop that down to medium. And the only downside is it's going to replace all of them with some basically lesser stuff that we've got. That's absolutely fine right now. For me right now, I want to concentrate on getting this station up and running. So actually, what I'll do first... Oh no, we'll leave it as is. What I want to do is I want to replace these here. I'm going to keep the small basic one in there because... do I want to keep the small basic one in there? I probably don't want to. Might have to. Can we just move? Nope, yep, excellent. So we're removing them 3. And then I'm going to go to my dock modules. Now, I'm going to put 3 medium, 6 small, luxury. It'll perfect. Then make sure this is connected. Perfect, connected. Now, because we've disconnected it from the station, it's going to rebuild that for us. And then I'm going to get 8 medium. And now it's a pretty big thing to do this. Just rotate it around. Perfect. So we've now got an 8 medium for all of our medium stuff that we've got coming in. We've got the 3 large still. But we've got all this room here still to play with. Well, not that one, because obviously that's where the ships come in. Ships come in, ships come in. But we will have room. We have room above. We'll probably work on at some stage. Right, so we've now sorted out our dock. We've got our luxury dock in the centre there, and the 8 medium standard in. Well, perfect. I'm not worried about defence modules because it's in the middle of friendly territory at the moment. What I am worried about is some of the newer ones that we've just got acquired. So we've got the microchip. So I'm going to want 2 microchips. I believe we already have 2 microchips. Do we have the plasma conductor? Other module. Want Let's have a look. Advanced electronics, engine parts, full parts, antimatter, graphene. Looks like we don't have plasma conductors. Let's go ahead and grab plasma conductor. We'll grab 2 of them. And we'll grab 2 quantum tubes. I'm just placing them out at the moment so I know what I want to fit in. We also need turret components. And do we have the turret component? Changing the large stuff, that's fine. I'm not seeing a weapon one there, so we'll place a weapon as well. We'll just place one of each for now. Do I have the microchips? I do have the chips. Missile components. Looks like I don't have that. Just in case, we'll place one out anyway. Oh. Right. We've already got the shield components, so we don't need to worry about that. We've got a couple of them, I think. There's a missile component, actually, so we've got one. Go ahead and component. Move. Perfect. I also want some more container storage. So I want large container storage, which is up here. Place slot in for me. There we go. Perfect. Rotate you around. Now we're building a lot more stuff here, so we're going to place another one. Module. There. And then want to place, and that's a liquid and a solid. So we'll then do liquid and another solid. That's solid. 2. Up. Place. Come on. Looks like it's just out of the bounds. So what we'll do is we'll actually try and rotate this. Not going to quite fit, are you? Fine. So what we'll do is we'll go on the underside here. Rotate it back around. Place. I think you're connected to the right one. Oh. That's the liquid and the solid. We've just doubled our capacity. But the only thing left to do now is to place our new platform stuff. This is getting messy now because we've got stuff everywhere here. So we're going to have to really start thinking about where we're putting our stuff. Have a look. Now, because I'm redoing everything with like what's on turret wise and stuff like that, it's a little hard to see. What I'm going to do is other modules. We'll place a base 2 here. Rotate it around. Just to keep things nice and simple, I'm going to cross section here. Place a base there. Cross here. Place a turret module on there, like so. It's connected properly. It is connected properly. Place a base in again. Microchip factory. Nope. We place a cross in first. Now what I can do is if I just go copy module, copy C, microchip, place the microchip in there, rotate it so it's not hooking anything. I think that's free from everything. It might just be clipping that. No, it's not clipping that. Perfect. Quantum tube. Now I say 1 or 2. I have 2 quantum. We bring the second one across. What I can do is I can place another cross section in. Second quantum tube in there. They're not touching. They're quite close together, but that's absolutely fine. What have we got? We've got weapon components, which is kind of weird shaped. Then we can put another cross section in here. Put it in the right place. Go. Place you there, and I think you're safely not touching anything. Perfect. I have another bigger one. What we'll do is I'll We're gonna run out of space here, aren't we? Just place. Try and place a base there. Across here. And this is messy. No doubt about it. But what it's going to do for us, allow us to just continue providing system for, why is it? It'll provide us with enough resources to continue the fight. It'll provide us with the money we need, and it'll start generating ammunition, which we've not really talked about till now, because we've just been happily paying for it. I'm done paying for it now. Now I want to start looking at producing my own. Make sure you're not currently. You inside? Just safely. Got one more to put on here, and hopefully if I place that section there. Again, this is a really messy design. I'm not going for looks at all when it comes to this. I am literally just basically placing things down that they serve the purpose we serve. Then I'm not sure why it's rotating from the middle, but I think that's now touching the turret. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the turret one over there. Everything is not touching. And that's going to take a lot of work to do. It's going to take a lot of time to do, as you can see. Yeah. But we should have everything we need to be able to produce most of the stuff we have. I don't think we're missing anything now. Check very quickly. I think we've got everything. Let's confirm the module so I don't ruin it. Head back to the factory. I will then go to the information. We've got about 5.5 million there, so boom, credits. You can also see the storage. We are filled with storage. Head back, right click, plan build. We've already got resources available because it'll take off some of the stuff that we've already got. Resources needed, we need quite a bit. And we can manage that by cells. We've already got hull parts to provide ourselves, energy cells to provide ourselves. We might be able to provide most of this ourselves, but let's assign or hire a builder first. On there. So select you. Then it says estimated price to buy all resources. So I'm just going to chuck in the 5.5 million. It's going to be back and forward with all of that stuff now because it's got a lot of work to do. Got to remove the old stuff, put new stuff on, reset all like the turrets and stuff like that on these. These will all remain. It's just that the turrets and shielding and stuff like that they've got on. Not to mention we also have more availability as well, which is probably why when I set it to medium, it's little like a Christmas tree wanting loads more stuff, because before it didn't even have that stuff available. When we're using the high preset, it probably didn't have anything available for the high preset, so it settled itself down for them, whatever it can gather at the time. Now we've got more stuff, it's took them more stuff on, and we've been able to do it. That's ready to go. It's got some money, so it hopefully will start doing it. The other thing you can do is if you go to your logical station, you can see, right, we've got, what have we got? You scroll right over. We've got advanced electronics, we've got missile components, we've got shield components, we've got hull parts, plasma conduction, engine parts, composites, quantum tubes, microchips, graphene, refined metals, antimatter, silicon wafer. You know, we've got pretty much everything. The only thing we don't have is scanning arrays and superfluid coolant. So we'll have to buy them in, fortunately. But them two are going to be just the two we buy in now because we can start producing this stuff. So I'm going to reset all these in a minute. What I am going to do first is I'm going to go to like electronics. And I'm now going to say only my property may trade. Go. Advanced electronics. My property may trade. As you can see, it's it's starting to take all the stuff from our system. Turret components. Property make trade. Shield components, same again. Field coil. Not too sure on the field course, so we'll leave them. Was that one of the ones that I said I'd needed? Field coil. Anywhere. Turret components, though, I think I set to. And yeah, field coils isn't. Double check turret components. Did I put turret components? Yeah, I did. So we'll remove that and we'll put it. Perfect. Everything's set. It's still going to want the money for it, but as these things start being provided, that'll drop massively. Everything's set. We've got our construction building going. It's probably going to start, yeah, it's removing the old stuff. Pretty sure it puts the old stuff into the build storage. What all this is here. Pretty sure that's what it's doing. Once we get the luxury dock area, then it'll start cracking out the stuff as usual. You're going to have a bit of a delay while it's doing all that. Don't worry about that. It is natural. You still got 20 million sat in the bank account. Don't worry about it. Lots of lines everywhere. Winner, winner. Let's see how we're doing. It looks like that force has remained in enemy territory. It's not followed us. Our ship's managed to get out alive, which is good. Looks like the station's actually pestering that mining ship. It's just took the mining ship out. Now the thing about this one is, this is a small defense platform. It's only got a couple of defense turrets on it. It's also only set with the old stuff on it. So if I do that, it's now telling me that I've got all this stuff to do. We can then do the same again. Because we want this. This is the first line of defense. So we really want it patched up so it's ready to go. Let's go ahead and property make trade. Again, this is the reason why we now build all of them things that I've just put. Field codes is the only one I need to deal with. Fine. I'll just put 177,000 in. As a matter of fact, I won't because I want all that. Sign a builder. We're a little short. So before I do that, go back. Firm module changes. Go to our metal factory. Going to get enough out of it. There we go. Out of it. Let's then go back to our choice. Build. Sign or hire a builder. Got one. Busy. Do. Select you. Give you some credits. Start bringing in stuff from our other station. That's going to be it for this episode. I'm just showing you the setup of the two stations just so you kind of have that patching of what we've done and what we're going to do. We've just burnt through about 20 odd million. Why is it asking me to? That module change. I also want to explain that we'd lost the battleship, so we now need the new battleship plus the second battleship we were still building. So I'm probably going to try and sustain this area here until we have that and we can push it again, because as you saw, that force was absolutely substantial. We're going to need some flak weaponry. So one of the battleships will probably be kind of an anti-fighter, or we may look at getting a large ship rather than the capital ship as an anti-fighter, which is probably what we're going to do. We'll get that set up fairly soon, I think. The large ship will also be able to sustain the status effect of the system with the anti-shield, because I really want to hold where like jump gateway is, because that's going to be where we're going to be pushing very soon. Lost a lot of forces already, but they've also lost a lot. I can't show you because we've jumped out of the system, but there's about 5 K9 destroyers in there. I took a lot of them out, and I took a lot of their fleet out, took a lot of their resources out. So they were annoyed. They were peeved at me. So there you go. That's going to be it for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Any suggestions, ideas, or anything like that, please let me know. I try and stick to obviously what you guys want to do. Other than that, I'm just going to keep building and building. The one thing I am going to do off camera and between this episode and the next episode is I'm actually going to increase this even more once them new medium docks come in. So that's the only thing you're going to miss. But until next time, everybody, take care for now. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.